World! Wayne's World!
Something way big has hit Paramount's King's Dominion.
Welcome to the all-new Wayne's World!
You call that big?
Actually, this is a scaled-down model. Observe as scaled-down Wayne enjoys excellent Munchables, attractions, and the ultimate thrill, the hurler.
So get into Wayne's World in a big way at Paramount's King's.
Welcome back to Ghoster Coasters, everybody, and today we have a fun journey through time with the Paramount Parks. The 1990s was a pivotal decade for the theme park industry. Regional amusement parks were flourishing, and the entertainment landscape was dominated by Disney and Universal, whose immersive resorts set the gold standard for the industry. In this dynamic environment, Paramount Pictures, a powerhouse in the film industry, identified an opportunity to kind of revolutionize theme park entertainment by fusing Hollywood magic with regional park experiences. This vision culminated in the establishment of Paramount Parks in 1993, an ambitious venture that sought to combine thrilling rides with movie-inspired storytelling.
Paramount's foray into the theme park industry began with a $400 million acquisition of 5 regional amusement parks from King's Entertainment Company. These parks included Kings Island, King's Dominion, Carowinds, Great America, Canada's Wonderland. This acquisition provided Paramount with a solid foundation of established parks, each with its own regional fan base. Paramount's strategy was clear: leverage the park's existing popularity and infrastructure while infusing them with the studio's rich library of blockbuster films and beloved characters.
Paramount's vision was to transform these regional amusement parks into destinations that offered a unique blend of traditional thrills and Hollywood storytelling. By incorporating themes, characters, and narratives from Paramount's extensive film catalog, the parks aimed to differentiate themselves from competitors. Themed attractions like Paramount introducing rides and attractions inspired by popular films such as Top Gun, The Italian Job, Tomb Raider. Attractions like these utilize cutting-edge technology and immersive theming to bring cinematic experiences to life for the guests within the park.
The parks capitalized on Paramount's ownership of Nickelodeon, creating family-friendly areas featuring beloved characters like SpongeBob SquarePants and Rugrats. This integration helped attract younger audiences and their families.
And then we have the seasonal events at Paramount Parks, where they introduced innovative seasonal events such as Halloween Haunt, which transformed the parks with spooky themes, haunted mazes, and immersive scare zones, quite like they do today, further enhancing the guest experiences further into the season. Then the golden age of Paramount Parks, when they used their film library that introduced hits like Star Trek, Top Gun, The Italian Job like we mentioned earlier, and of course the Nickelodeon classics. Paramount had no shortage of IPs to leverage. The parks were rebranded to emphasize the connection to Hollywood, with attractions designed to immerse guests in their favorite movies and TV shows, which, when you think about it, it's kind of a pretty good formula. I mean, imagine going to Stranger Things stuff, and you see it with like Hollywood Horror Nights, where they have themed haunt events there, where they have like the Stranger Things one. They had, I believe, Saw and some other ones. I'm not sure. I haven't visited, but yeah, they're really cool events, and maybe that's where Paramount kind of missed the mark there. They should have done it more seasonally and then the whole regional park, but I still think it'd be cool to go to Kings Island and have the Scooby-Doo rides there and stuff like that. Personally, I would love that. Peanuts is alright, but those are more specials. I would like to see stuff I see every day.
One of the first major steps was the introduction of Nickelodeon-themed areas in the mid-1990s, starting with Nickelodeon's Splat City. These kid-friendly zones were vibrant, slime-filled havens featuring rides based on shows like Rugrats, Doug, and the Wild Thornberrys. This expansion made Paramount Parks a favorite among families.
For thrill seekers and coaster enthusiasts, Paramount delivered big. Coasters like Top Gun, the Jet Coaster, later renamed Flight Deck, debuted at Kings Island and Carowinds, bringing the adrenaline of high-speed aerial dogfights to life. The Italian Stunt Job, Stunt Track, a launched family coaster, put riders in the driver's seat of a Mini Cooper, speeding through movie-style set pieces. The crown jewel of Paramount's lineup was the Son of Beast, unveiled at Kings Island in 2000. At the time, it was the world's tallest and fastest wooden roller coaster, and the only one with a vertical loop. It was an engineering marvel and a testament to Paramount's ambition. But this may have also led to some of the decline later on in Paramount's journey.
The parks flourished during this era. Attendance rose, new attractions were introduced regularly, and Paramount seemed poised to challenge the dominance of Disney and Universal in the themed entertainment space. Despite their innovative approach, Paramount Parks faced significant challenges in achieving long-term success. One recurring criticism from enthusiasts was the perceived lack of cohesion between the park's regional charm and the Hollywood overlay. Some fans argued that the Paramount period led to the removal of classic attractions and theming that resonated with local audiences, replacing them with movie-based experiences that felt out of place.
Operational and financial hurdles also contributed to the park's difficulties. Maintaining the balance between high-budget cinematic theming and the cost efficiency required for regional parks proved challenging. Furthermore, competition from industry giants like Disney and Universal, and of course Cedar Point up the road from parks like Kings Island, made it difficult for Paramount to carve out a distinct identity. By the early 2000s, the golden glow that once defined Paramount Parks began to dim. The company, which had entered the theme park world with bold ambition and Hollywood flair, now faced mounting challenges that revealed cracks in the cinematic facade. Despite their earlier successes, Paramount's ability to balance branding brilliance with operational excellence started to come under fire.
I wanna be with you. One of the most glaring issues lay in their approach to intellectual properties. While attractions like Top Gun, the Jet Coaster, and the Italian Job stunt track initially dazzled with their thrilling concepts, they often failed to offer the depth of storytelling and immersion that defined the experiences at Disney and Universal parks. The rides were exciting, but they lacked the layers of narrative and world building that could transform them from good to legendary. Guests might board a Mini Cooper for a high-speed chase, but beyond that rush of adrenaline, they found little to connect them emotionally to the stories they loved on the screen.
Adding to the struggle were operational missteps, epitomized by the troubled Son of Beast at Kings Island. Touted as a marvel of engineering when it debuted in 2000, the coaster's record-breaking height, speed, and infamous vertical loop initially drew crowds in droves. But the ride's glory was short-lived. Structural problems, high maintenance costs, guest injuries turned what should have been the crown jewel of Paramount Parks into a cautionary tale. Over the years, the ride got super bump, and this was of course after long-term closures and them trying to fix the ride and just doing studies on the ride as well. The ride was down for a long period of time at different times throughout the years. By 2009, Son of Beast was closed for the season, and then by 2012, it was completely dismantled. It was just kind of a haunting symbol of Paramount's overreach at the time and their ambitious yet costly decisions.
As these operational issues mounted, Viacom, Paramount's parent company, began to reevaluate its priorities. While the parks continued to attract regional visitors, they didn't align with Viacom's growing focus on media networks like Nickelodeon, MTV, and Comedy Central. The parks, once the playgrounds for cinematic dreams, began to feel like outliers in a corporation that thrived on screens rather than the physical spaces.
Investments in new attractions slowed and the parks started to stagnate. For guests, the magic of the Hollywood branded rides began to fade, and for Viacom, the parks no longer seemed to justify the expenses. What once felt like an unstoppable ascent for Paramount Parks now appeared to be an unsustainable venture. By the mid-2000s, the writing was on the wall. Paramount's thrilling ride in the theme park industry was nearing its final act.
I wanna be with you. In 2006, the Paramount Parks chapter came to a dramatic close when Viacom, operating under CBS Corporation, made the decision to sell its theme park division. The move marked the end of a Hollywood-driven experiment in regional entertainment. The buyer, Cedar Fair, a company rooted in classic amusement park traditions and famed for its flagship park, Cedar Point, acquired the entire chain for a staggering $1.24 billion. It was a deal that sent ripples through the theme park industry, not just for its scale, but for the future it signaled for the Paramount-branded parks.
The acquisition was a pivotal moment for Cedar Fair, representing an opportunity to expand its portfolio beyond its Midwest strongholds. Along with the parks themselves, the deal included temporary licensing rights to continue using Paramount's IPs. But while Cedar Fair promised to maintain the park's quality, the Hollywood glamour that had defined the Paramount Park era began to dissipate almost immediately. By the late 2000s, the parks had undergone a noticeable transformation. Nickelodeon-themed areas, once bursting with colorful characters and slime-filled fun, were rethemed to more neutral, kid-friendly zones. Iconic Paramount movie tie-ins were stripped away, leaving behind rides that felt untethered from their original identities. Top Gun, the jet coaster, a symbol of the park's high-flying ambitions, was rechristened Afterburn. The Italian stunt job stunt track with its sleek Mini Coopers and movie-inspired set pieces became the Backlot Stunt Coaster. These changes reflected Cedar Fair's focus on traditional amusement park thrills rather than cinematic immersion, and all of the kids' areas started to get their Peanuts branding, which was pretty cool for all of us, but a big change for those who were going to the parks for many years.
For longtime fans, the shift was bittersweet. While Cedar Fair invested in maintaining the park's infrastructure and introducing new attractions, the loss of Paramount's unique branding left a void. The parks returned to more generic identities, trading the silver screen's allure for roller coasters and family-friendly appeal. The Paramount Parks era was officially over, leaving behind a legacy of bold ideas, ambitions, attractions, and the unmistakable mark of Hollywood in the heart of regional amusement parks.
The story of Paramount Parks is one of extraordinary ambition, captivating innovation, and ultimately the sting of missed opportunities. At their peak, these parks delivered a slice of Hollywood magic to regional audiences, blending the excitement of blockbuster movies with the joy of classic theme park thrills. For millions of visitors, Paramount Parks were more than just amusement venues. They were getaways to cinematic wonder. Nickelodeon zones brought kids' favorite characters to life in vibrant, slime-filled landscapes, while coasters like Top Gun, Son of Beast, and many others pushed the boundaries of thrill-seeking innovation. These daring experiments carved their place in theme park history, leaving behind unforgettable memories and a sense of awe.
But, as with many tales of ambition, the cracks began to show. Paramount's parks struggled with the weight of lofty expectations, hindered by a lack of cohesive long-term planning. While the parks excelled in tying rides to popular intellectual properties, these efforts often felt shallow compared to the deeply immersive experiences offered by competitors like Disney and Universal. Operational challenges, such as the infamous troubles with Son of Beast, strained guest trust and tarnished the brand. Beyond the park's corporate priorities shifted, with Viacom and CBS increasingly focusing on television and media ventures. The parks, despite their regional popularity, became an awkward fit in the broader strategic vision, leading to their eventual sale to Cedar Fair.
Today, the former Paramount Parks that once thrived under Cedar Fair's careful management now thrive under the Six Flags banner. Kings Island, Kings Dominion, Carowinds, California's Great America, which is still up in the air for if that park will be there long term, Canada's Wonderland have all evolved into premier regional attractions, beloved for their world-class coasters and family-friendly atmospheres. Though the Hollywood sheen of the Paramount era has faded, its legacy endures. The bold attractions, the unforgettable stories, and the nostalgia of a time when movies and theme parks collided continue to captivate fans. The rise and fall of Paramount Parks remains a vivid chapter in the history of amusement parks, a testament to the power of ambition and the lessons of overreach.
The chapter of Paramount Parks may have closed, but its story is far from forgotten. It lives on in the laughter, the screams of joy, and the wonder of a generation who, for a shining moment, stepped into the movies and believed anything was possible. Paramount Parks will forever be a beautiful reminder of the power of imagination and the joy of chasing the extraordinary.
A huge shout out goes out to all of our subscribers and channel members, and of course,
as always, thank you for being a part of our spooky community
and for Coaster Ghostin' with Ghoster Coasters. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, everybody.